Hi everybody, welcome back to another flip of my fauxbonichi journal. I am just going to jump right into it. Left off here last time, the end of Halloween or end of October. This is my first fall page after all the Halloween pages. I had just gotten a new order from scrapbook.com. I love them. I got this tree stencil, or I guess it really was kind of a branch. I made it be a tree. And some stickers like these right here was a border. I love those. It actually had white like along both sides, an edging, and I actually cut that off just to make them more bubbly looking. Love those. I wish I could get like a whole page of those. It was just like one strip across the top of the page. But anyway, the stencil, I did the brown and then I colored each leaf in with a marker. And at the bottom, I saw on a YouTube video somewhere for making leaves, it's like just put drops of color along the bottom of the page. They used paint. I just did mine with markers. But anyway, and then I just kind of stenciled the background a little bit, blue at the top and green at the bottom. Did some journaling here about my CPAP. I had just gotten it, and it was so horrible. I remember how bad it was when I first got it. That is just, it's hard to explain about how bad it is to try and sleep with that when you're not used to it. But it did get better. So I highly recommend, if you can afford it and you need one, you should go get one. It makes a huge difference in your life. So much better rest, which makes you just, in general, feel better. So anyway, that's my little public service announcement. This was just kind of an errand day. I put some receipts here from things I did. I went and got my car washed, so I took a picture of that. And then went to Rachel's, who's my daughter-in-law, her brother's 18th birthday party. It was a surprise party for him. So just some journaling about all of that. I got this beautiful, beautiful drawing from Pierrette in our group. I think that's how you say her name. This is actually just a photo of it. The actual picture is, I don't know if you can see my hands in here. It's probably this long, this way. But anyway, I just took a beautiful picture of it, just so I would always have it in here to look at, as well as having it in my little art space. It was daylight saving time, or daylight saving time ended. Put some clocks here for that. This is the beautiful card that she sent with her painting. I just love that painting. This was a week review. Somehow, some days the days just fly by, and the next thing I know, it's Friday, and I haven't written anything in my journal. So anyway, journal, mostly a lot of this was about dealing with the CPAP. I went to a play one night. The play was not very good, but I loved the what do you call that? Brochure, or whatever you call that thing for the play. Then we're here at Fun Time Friday. That's usually what makes me go to my journal, is like, oh my gosh, I gotta do the Fun Time Friday, and then I try to catch up. I got some thank you cards from two members from the group, Debbie and Annette, for some Happy Mail I sent them. I took this picture of a tree in the front of my house and kind of cut that out a little bit. Then this day was Veterans Day. I looked up some things about Veterans Day, like how Veterans Day came to be, and some official ways that the United States celebrates Veterans Day. Just wanted to have that. Wanted to read about it, and then I just decided to put it in my book to keep it. And then I made a montage, collage. What's the difference? Montage, collage, either way, whatever. Of some family members of mine that are in the service. And there's my son Clint, my brother Steve, who's since passed, my dad, who's passed, and then my maternal grandfather, who's also passed, and then my nephew Josh, who just recently got out of the service. And there's probably more, but I didn't have all their photos, and so anyway, I just put those in there. Here, some journaling about the boys coming over. They came in with their little, it's like November 12th here, and they're already in their little Santa outfits. They were so excited about Christmas coming up. This was a little journal card somebody sent me in Jackson. Cut out this astronaut and wrote on here, he said his name is Jackson. So I wrote that on there for him. Here's a printout from my CPAP machine, or a print screen, not a printout. And I was just journaling here how it gives you a score every day that you can go in and look at. And at this point, I was up to an 80. You get scores based on how long you keep it on and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I was doing better with it. This is some girlfriends I get together with. This is my friend Frances, who I journal about a good bit, that I go out to eat dinner with. That's her right here. Her sister Sandy, and that's me. And then the rest of the ladies are all friends of Sandy's, who somehow, you know, we've just all become friends. So we try to hang out at least once or twice a year as a group. And then this is another Fun Time Friday. This was opposites, which I really liked. Oh, here you go. Here's this ugly CPAP thing on my face. It's like the most uncomfortable thing well, not the most uncomfortable thing you can imagine, because there are worse. Since then, I've actually gotten a smaller one that just like sits under your nostrils and doesn't cover up your whole nose and all along the side of your face. Anyway, I don't even know why they make that one. They should just get the little tiny ones for everybody. Anyway, on this Fun Time Friday, it was clashing washi. So I had these two, which I like this purple stripy one, but I really don't like this orangey one. And then favorite and least favorite pen colors. I love this pinky color, pinky purpley color, and do not really like orange pens. The images was one ugly and one not ugly, so I put that in there. Something in my life, something that's in my life, and something I would like more of in my life. And of course, this is the best thing in my life, these boys. They, you know, I get kind of choked up when I think about them, talk about them, when I look at their pictures. They're just so sweet and full of life, and it's just so wonderful to watch them grow up. And something I'd like more of in my life is more time for fun. And wouldn't we all like, you know, a little bit more time in every day? Just some more journaling about a friend that I went out to dinner with. Took some things off the menu. We did some art. We did a whole bunch of art that day. So I'm just journaling about that and how much we had such a good time doing that. And then just a little fall picture day. I think I was whining here about it getting dark so early and that I don't like it. So I tried to make my page as bright as I could to counteract that. Some more fall stuff. I'm just trying to use up some fall washi here. I mean, not washi, embellishments. These are some punches that Jan sent me like maybe the year before, or at least that summer. And then this little flower here came off of Pierrette's card when she sent me that painting, and I just kind of put it in the squirrel's hands. This came from Happy Mail. It's actually like a card, kind of like a playing card, but she did some painting on it, and oh my gosh, it's got little texture on it. It's really, really, really cute. Love that. And then this was our family Thanksgiving. Lots of pictures. I think on these, sometimes I do them as tip-ins, but these I actually just did a collage picture, as I've mentioned before, and then cut them out and pasted them on. Actually, this one is a tip out, and then on the other side I had this really pretty card that I liked. Oh, and here is my grandson's drawing of Thanksgiving. He made this as an Indian, and this is the pilgrim. And of course, that's the turkey in the middle of the table. Anyway, just love that. And then they came over and spent the weekend with me. That was the long Thanksgiving weekend. This is them on their little knees beside me on the sofa with their little prayer hands begging me to please, please, please put up the Christmas tree. So, of course, you know, with those faces, what could I say? We went ahead and put up the Christmas tree. A beautiful sunset that night. I took a picture of that. These little acorn stickers, I really wasn't ever sure what I was going to do with them, and then one day I just decided to use them like a banner. And this is some stuff. When Rachel came to pick up the boys, she brought me a little bag of stuff that they had meant to bring me earlier, with some art stuff that they did. They made some on some, I just painted papers, but they had used like celery and I forget what other kinds of vegetables they used. Just stamping those out. So I cut them out in the shape of flowers. And then Logan cut the stem out for me. The rest of them I just drew. But anyway, really love that. Love that she encourages their art. And then I, of course, do as well. Love this washi here. If you've seen any of my journals, you've seen it before. Love, love, love that. Darcy sent that to me. She had used it on one of her pages, and I commented on how much I loved it. And she sent me a whole roll. Actually, she sent me 2 rolls. One this color and one's a kind of a pinkish background. And the owl stickers came from Laura. And I'm sure these little journal cards came from somebody, but I can't remember who those are from. And I think, let's see, well, I'll go ahead and finish this up. This was, I went to Michael's one night and on the way home, and when I was sitting in the parking lot, the sunset was just so beautiful. I had to take a picture of it. And then these are my grandsons with the dog. I think he was laying there first, of course, and then they laid down and kind of mimicked him. And I thought that was an adorable picture. And if I can get to the end of the book, just some more journal cards, some stuff I cut out of a magazine, cut this out of a magazine and journaled about how the trees were so beautiful. And this was about a couple of tornadoes that were in my state, and how we had to go down into the downstairs hall at work like 2 or 3 times. The tornado actually touched down here, and then my office is over here, which is about 20-ish minutes away. But there was still a lot of debris and, junk like that. But it's pretty scary when you're sitting there waiting for a tornado to pass by. Here I just did some collaging of some fall things that I had left over, trying to finish up some of my ephemera, and that is it. So I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to me ramble about my memories, and I appreciate your time in doing that. And if you have any comments, please leave them below. I'd love to read your comments, questions, whatever. And if you would like to subscribe, I would be happy to have you join me on all of my flips. Thanks so much.